Welcome back once again to CBSE Board Economics. I'm Saddam Hussain. Today we talk about last topic in the elasticity of demand. We have seen what exactly is elastic demand. We've seen the 5 kinds of elastic demand: more than unit, less than unit, unit elastic demand, perfectly elastic, perfect inelastic demand. Now today we talk about what factors influence elasticity of demand or determinants of elasticity of demand. What it means: why do some commodities have high elastic demand? Why do some commodities have inelastic demand? Why do more people buy when the price of a commodity comes down? In case of other commodities, people do not respond. Why does it happen? That's what we're discussing here. Factors affecting elasticity of demand. That means some commodities have highly elastic demand. That is, a small change in price leads to a big change in quantity demanded. If the price comes down, people go crazy and buy more quantity. In case of some commodities, even if a huge change in price leads to a small change in quantity demanded, it's a big change in price, people do not respond to it. Why? These are the factors we're discussing today. The first factor, look at the board, I'm off the board. Factors affecting price elastic demand, or we can call them as determinants of price elasticity demand. The first factor is availability of close substitutes. This we'll discuss. If a commodity has many close substitutes, the commodity has many close substitutes. So we name some commodities which have many close substitutes. What are substitutes? Which you can replace in place of each other with equal ease without reduction in your satisfaction. Toothpaste have lot many substitutes. Colgate, Pepsodent, close-ups. You have Pepsodent, lots of them are there. Toothpaste, they have close substitutes. More or less all of them are equally priced. If the price of one toothpaste comes down, obviously demand for the other toothpaste will come down. People will come to the toothpaste. Suppose if the price of Colgate comes down, the demand for Colgate will go up. People leave other brands and come to this. So that's it. Like this, you have soft drinks. They have lot many substitutes. Soaps, they have lot many substitutes. So normally, if a commodity has many substitutes, that commodity will have highly elastic demand. A small change in price leads to a big change in quantity. If a commodity does not have many substitutes, that commodity will have inelastic demand. People may not respond, or highly inelastic demand. For example, salt does not have any substitute. Whether the price of salt goes up or goes down, people still buy it. Inelastic. Sugar, they don't have any substitutes. So water does not have substitutes. So inelastic, the price people still buy it. That is inelastic. So just remember, availability of substitutes. If a commodity has many substitutes, it has elastic demand. If it has less number of substitutes or no substitutes, inelastic demand. Look at the second point on the board: nature of the commodity. Elasticity of demand depends upon the nature of the commodity. Nature of the commodity, there are some goods which are luxury goods. Cars, mobile phones, LCD TVs, expensive mobile phones, we can say it, are expensive cameras. These commodities are luxury goods. So in case of luxury goods, if the price of cars slightly comes down, or if the price of mobile phones comes down, if the price of cameras comes down, if the price of LCDs comes down, so people will buy more of it. So luxury goods always have elastic demand. Already they are very expensive. If the price goes up, the demand drastically will fall. So they have elastic demand. And necessities like rice, wheat, bread, salt, they have inelastic demand. You have to buy it whether the price goes up or goes down. So remember, luxury goods have elastic demand, necessities have inelastic demand. The third one, proportion of total expenditure on the product. It's more or less is the same point. If you are spending in your monthly income more on some commodity, that has elastic demand. Proportion of total expenditure is high, it have elastic demand. For example, we spend most of our money income on luxury goods, on buying mobile phones, LCDs. These are the pretty expensive ones, so they have elastic demand. We're looking from the other angle. We spend hardly any money on shoe polish, and we hardly spend any money on matchboxes, toothpicks, salt. So those commodities have inelastic demand. So if you're spending more money on a commodity, obviously that has elastic demand, that makes a lot of difference to your expenditure. If you're spending very least money, that has inelastic demand. Look at the next one, habits, taste and preferences. What exactly is habits? If you are habitual of a commodity, that means you are addicted to that. When the price of that commodity goes up or goes down, you should have it. For example, some people are habitual smokers, they're addicted to smoking. Whether the price of their particular brand goes up or goes down, still they prefer to have. So that is habits, taste and preferences. If you're habitual of a commodity, whether the price goes up or goes down, you still have it. That is inelastic demand. Now look at the fourth point, time period. In case of time period, in short period, most of the commodities have elastic demand. This is okay. In long period, they have elastic demand. What it means, in short period, our habits, taste, preferences don't change. So most of the commodities have inelastic demand, but in the long period, maybe elastic demand. And the next one, uses of a commodity. Okay, uses of a commodity. If commodity can be put to many uses, it has elastic demand. For example, milk has elastic demand. People will buy more. They prepare sweets, tea, coffee at home, and lot many other dishes. If a commodity has single use or very limited number of uses, it has inelastic demand. People are not going to buy. For example, salt. Shoe polish has no uses except for one use you put it, so it has inelastic demand. People are not going to buy more of it if the price comes down. And class of consumers, last point, class of consumers, very rich and very poor people always have inelastic demand. Why? What is the reason? Very rich people, they have everything in the world, so it does not make any difference in the price of the commodity comes down or goes up for them, they still buy. It does not, so they don't buy it, it's inelastic. And very poor beggars, they have no money to buy it, any commodity, so they have inelastic demand. So I'll sum it up. What factors affect? The first four factors are very important, the last 2, 3 are not so important. Remember the first four. Factors affecting elastic demand or determinants of elastic demand. That means when is a commodity has elastic demand, when it is inelastic, when do people buy more, when do people buy less. Look at the board. First point, availability of close substitutes. So number one, under this we can split it into two. If a commodity has many close substitutes available for it, it has elastic demand. For example, soaps, toothpaste, these are the commodity. Cold drinks. If a commodity has no substitutes, it has an inelastic demand. People have to buy it. For example, salt. Nature of the commodity, luxury goods always have elastic demand, like car, LCDs, TVs, mobile phones. Proportion of total expenditure. If your total expenditure is high on a particular commodity, it has elastic demand. This is more or less like luxury good. If a proportion of total expenditure on a commodity is very least, for example, salt, it has inelastic demand. Habits, taste and preference also affect the elastic demand. If you're habitual of a commodity, that commodity will always have inelastic demand. Particular brand of cigarettes or particular brand of lipstick or something. And time period, very short period, commodities have inelastic demand. In the long period, they will have elastic demand. Use of a commodity. If a commodity can put many uses, it has elastic demand. If you can put it for only a particular use, unlimited uses, it has inelastic demand. Class of consumers, very rich and very poor people normally have inelastic demand. So these are some of the factors affecting elastic demand. Remember the first four is one, availability of substitutes, nature of the commodity, proportion of total expenditure, taste preferences, and use of a commodity. These are the important ones. That's all we have time for this short video. No graphs are required for this, nothing absolutely. It's a theory. Maybe remember 3-4 points. So that's it we have. Don't forget to share, subscribe, like our videos and comment. And keep watching all the videos. They will help you for this exam as well as your future exams. Till we meet next time, It's goodbye guys from Saddam Hussein. Bye-bye.